My name is Tosin. We are here as S-Finders with our proposal for a sustainable competitive advantage on Startup Amsterdam. Kindly meet the team. We are we have Olaika, deputy leader, we have acting financial analyst, we have Tosin, strategic analyst, then we have Bashir, marketing analyst, and John, the IT analyst. Let's now go into the content for the presentation. We have overview, we have internal analysis, we have external analysis, we have points, competitive advantage, we have competitor analysis, we have recommendation and references. Yeah. The next slide shall be taken by the financial analyst. Thank you.
Thank you, Toshin, and good afternoon all. Now I'm going to share the Amsterdam's overview. First, we see the program started by the city of Amsterdam that collaborates with the private and public sector to support the startups, scale-up entrepreneurs, and other local players in the ecosystem and the international community. And founded was in 2015 with over 40 initiatives and projects. Tech ecosystem with a value of 227 billion euros and over 20 unicorns including the Adyen, Just Eat and Booking.com, and a fintech dominate the startup ecosystem. Next we see the internal analysis. We following the two framework. One is the SWOT analysis and the Porter's value chain. The SWOT analysis, coming to the SWOT analysis, the strength, global connectivity. Amsterdam is strategically positioned for the global reach with a well-connected airport and strong logistical infrastructure. For example, it has a direct Eurostar link to London. And the supportive ecosystem, it is a well-established environmental ecosystem with a number of numerous incubators, accelerators, and the co-working space and events. Coming to the weakness side, low talent retentions. Due to the heavy competition from other the better hubs, it's a very weakness, and the high cost of living. In the earlier stage of startups, it's a very limited capital, so it's a very big barrier for the weakness side. And limited domestic market. The Amsterdam is a population is a very limited, low population, so that is also the one of the weakness. So the slowly focusing on the Dutch market, and the opportunities focus on sustainability. Startup with solution to environmental challenges can be defined and supportive and dispatched to the Dutch market. And the university collaboration, it improves the innovation to encourage and support the customers. And coming to the threat side, competition from the other hubs is very high, and the Brexit uncertainty, it helps. It might affect the cross-border operation with London, the European financial and the startup capital. Next is Porter's value chain that will be continued by our team, Akshay.
Thank you, Aarti. Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about the Porter's value chain. It is categorized in two different ways. The first is primary activities and the second is support activities. So let's talk about the primary activities. The first one is inbound logistics. So various initiatives like Amsterdam Capital House and Startup Nut, etc. that propels the talent attractions and investors involved. The second would be the operations. So hosts various networks of incubators and accelerators, which provides mentorship to different new young startups. The third would be the outbound logistics. The Amsterdam strategic locations utilizes the international business connections and attracts market access. The fourth would be marketing and sales. Organizes various events, campaigns, which boost visibility and gains attract investors. The last would be the services. Various initiatives like Amsterdam Law Hubs Incubator, which offers free advice, legal advice to new startups. Let's talk about the second part, which is support activities. The first is infrastructure, conducive physical and digital infrastructure, which helps in giving a co-working space, cloud services, and free internet, high-speed internet, etc. The second would be the human resource management. It collaborates with the universities, industry experts, and professionals to give to provide a talent pool for the startups. The third would be the technological development. They provide helps to the small SME industries in the digitalizations and data-driven projects. And the last would be the procurement. They secure funding and partnerships to support the hub's activities. Thank you guys. And the next would be the external analysis, which is carried forward by my friend Vasira.
Good afternoon, everyone. The next topic is external analysis. We have two frames here, pest analysis and Porter's 5 forces. So here I'm going to talk about the pest analysis. So the first one is the political environment. They have a strong government support through the grants and tax breaks. The second one is the stable political climate and EU free trade policies that encourage investors. The second one is the economic environment. They have a strong Dutch economy and high GDP per capita. That means they have a high fund for the marketing and the rising cost of living. The third one is socio-cultural. In Netherlands, they have an open and innovative Dutch culture that that encourage to the investors and entrepreneurships. Then diverse and tech-savvy population that creates a potential population base. Then the last one is the technological. They have a strong presence of tech giants and research institutions. The last one is the rapid pace of technological change. So these are all about the pest analysis. The next one is Porter's 5 forces. It's gonna taken by the Olenka.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm here to take us through the Porter's 5 forces model of Startup Amsterdam. So starting from the threat of new entrants, which is moderate. So the barrier for entry of new entrants is relatively high because Startup Amsterdam have a good reputable network and also because of their goodwill. So also they have a moderate issue first. Moving to the supplier. Supplier in this aspect, we refer to the provider of services such as funding, talent, legal services. In this area, there are lots of service providers which is available to Startup Amsterdam. So this gives the supplier a low bargaining power. Moving to the buyer. The buyer in this aspect, we refer to new startups that are looking for hubs to join. And in this aspect, there are lots of cities and ecosystems that provide services as Startup Amsterdam. So this gives the buyer a high bargaining power, which Startup Amsterdam have a low bargaining power. Then the threat of substitute, there are lots of companies rendering the same services as Startup Amsterdam in other cities, in other hubs in Europe. Taking all this into consideration, there is a very high competitive rivalry in these sectors of services. Moving on to the next one, which is the current competitive advantage using the VRO analysis. The strategic location of Amsterdam is located in the heart of Europe, which gives them a network into other cities in Europe. This is valuable, it is rare, is it imitable somewhat, and is organized. Thriving ecosystem with a high GDP rate of Amsterdam. This gives them a Startup Amsterdam time to carry on their services. Is it valuable? Yes. Is it rare? Somewhat. Is it imitable? No. And it is organized. So Amsterdam is part of Scale City membership. These are cities in Europe that comes together to foster their cross-border activities. So is it valuable? Yes, it is valuable. It is rare. Is it intimidable? Somewhat. It can be done, but it takes lots of consideration and it is also organized. Moving to the next slide taken by John. Thank you.
So for the competitor analysis, we took a look at a Financial Times report that ranked Europe's startups and found out that 3 leading startups are Utenham TUM, Hexa, and Set Squared. So we analyze the startups to see what they're doing right that Startup Amsterdam can emulate. And for Utenham TOM, it was founded in 2002 in Germany. It produces over 50 startups annually, and amongst the competitive advantage includes it being a one-stop shop because it provides a holistic support to the startups. Also, it has an expertise in deep tech, which it has achieved through its focus on innovation and deep tech and its collaboration with Technical University of Munich. Secondly, we have Hexa, which was founded in 2011 in Belgium, which has a different approach. It is an online startup hub. So Hexa has a competitive advantage that it has unlimited geographic reach because it's online, right? And also, it has an expertise in virtual reality and audio reality, which has achieved through its focus on immersive technology. And lastly, we have Set Squared, located in the United Kingdom. It was founded in 2002. It has produced over 5,000 startups since its inception. Amongst competitive advantages, it has a science and engineering expertise. It has achieved through its collaboration with the 6 leading research-intensive UK universities, Bath, Bristol, and the rest. Also, it's located in the Golden Triangle of the United Kingdom, London, Oxford, and South East, which gives it an edge with industrial linkages for its startups. Then we came for the recommendations. We have some background information we need to consider first. First is the venture capital investment by sector in the Amsterdam ecosystem. We found out that fintech and health tech had the highest investments in this sector. And also, we took a look at the IMF report of the global ranking of GDP per capita. On see that Netherlands is really high ranked, it's 8th in Europe and 11th in the world, far ahead of its European competitors, Germany and the UK, which is also an edge. So we came up with 2 recommendations. The first is that they can achieve differentiation through ecosystem synergy by focusing on their best sectors, which is the fintech and health tech, to achieve expertise and a unique network of investors. They can also partner with universities and research institutes and corporations that focus on this fintech and health tech sector to give them an edge with innovation. Secondly, they can achieve cost leadership and talent attraction. Since Startup Amsterdam is more of a government initiative, they can increase their tax cuts for their highly skilled immigrants to about 40 to 50% to make the city more attractive to highly skilled immigrants. Because there are other ecosystems that are better than Amsterdam, like London, Germany, and even in America, you have Silicon Valley, New York, and Asia, Singapore, China. So with this tax cut, they can attract more immigrants and highly skilled immigrants. Also, can enhance and simplify their startup visa program to make it easier for these highly skilled immigrants to come in and develop the ecosystem. These are references, and thank you guys for listening.